Greetings. Hi, I'm Dr. Walter Jacobson, a board certified psychiatrist. Just a short while ago, I got incredibly irritable and I was unpleasant to be around. It was not fun. I was a little snappy and short with people. This is not good. I apologized. I made amends. And I tried to explain, although that does not excuse the fact that I thought I was having a blood sugar drop, and that was making me irritable. And I also was feeling kind of stressed because I have a lot I need to do this weekend to try to catch up because I've been behind. And so the stress was making me irritable. Perhaps the blood sugar was making me irritable, but it's not good. But then I thought, okay, I'm doing a show today. I'm going to do some stuff today, then talk about things. And so I thought, okay, let me discuss irritability because this is a big deal. Because when you're irritable, and you do take it out on other people, and it definitely can build resentments. It can hurt relationships. It's a form of an attack. It's not cool. It's not nice. So you got to make an amends when you do it. But more importantly, you got to try to catch yourself if you're irritable and try to stop it. So I want to talk about what can cause irritability. As I said, it can be blood sugar. There can be other physical conditions that can cause irritability, like actual diabetes and I think thyroid conditions. A variety of hormonal conditions can cause irritability. Uh, Chronic pain. People who are in chronic pain that's not properly managed, they can be very irritable, and short with people. Stress can cause irritability. Depression. Anxiety disorders can cause irritability. Um, Perhaps drinking can make people irritable. Perhaps drugs can make people irritable. Perhaps people coming off of drinking or drugs can make them irritable. So there are all sorts of reasons why you might be irritable, and what you want to do is take care of them all. Okay, so if you have any of these possible conditions, if you find yourself being irritable a lot and you don't know why, because you love your family and you don't want to, hurt them and be rude to them, then you should, go down the checklist and see if there are things that you can do to stop the irritability, things that might be treatable. If there is a physical condition, if there's stress, you got to try to reduce the stress. You got to try to decompress. If it's drinking or drugs, you better start paying attention. Um, if low blood sugar is easy, have a glass of orange juice or whatever to get some sugar in you right away, so you can balance yourself out. So, but the key is if you're irritable, it usually means something, unless you're just like that's who you are. If that's kind of your personality or your nature, that's not, no good either. But that's harder to correct, obviously. But it can be corrected. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a desire, anything is possible. We do have control over ourselves, even when we think we don't. A lot of people say, I can't help it, it's who I am. They might be impulsive, they might be reactive, they might be irritable, and they just say, oh, I've always been that way, I can't help it, that's who I am. No, that's not who you are, that's who you choose to be. It may be your default mode. Irritability may be your default mode. Usually, I think, psychologically, irritability can happen when, you don't get what you want. Yeah, most of us want what we want when we want it. We want it now, we want it now. And if someone else is going to say, no, I don't want to give it to you now, or I don't want to do that now, I want to do something different. I want Chinese food instead of like Italian food, and and you're very big on wanting the Italian food and you get irritable. There are all sorts of reasons. Control issues can make people irritable when we don't get our way. So you got to watch it. You got to get better at all of this. We've all of us have got to get better at how we treat each other. And so particularly our loved ones, because they matter most to us. So it's really important that we learn to figure out how to not be irritable, how to not, because it's very inconsiderate, it's very unloving. We've got to learn how, so check off the list, go through the list of things that might cause you to be irritable and try to correct them. Try to correct them. And this irritability, this rudeness, this anger that we can have when we don't get our way, also, boy, do you see it on the internet. Boy, do you see it on social media. People just getting in everybody's face, even though it's a virtual face. But everybody has a point of view. Everybody wants to push their ego into somebody else's ego, challenge them, tell them they're a jerk, tell them they're a moron, tell them they're a racist, tell them they're whatever, or they want to brag about how great they are and their team is. It's People are so mean. They're so angry. They're so aggressive. It's so unnecessary. If you don't agree with someone on, in your family, peers, friends, workers, the internet, friends, there's a way to say it without like having to demonize the other person and demolish them, and and destroy them. You don't need to do it. We each of us have to start watching how we sound and how we behave. And the anger quotient on the internet, the rage quotient, the shaming, the bullying, the attacking on the internet, on social media, is so shocking. And to me, it is so demoralizing because it just diminishes us seriously. It lowers us so bad. It puts us really in the gutter. And it's, and we feel bad about ourselves. That's the ironic thing. You may not know it, but when you're irritable, when you're angry, when you're rude, when you just blast somebody, even if you feel justified, even if you feel that they deserve both barrels, they deserve everything they get. Still, after you go through all of that in a rude, unloving, aggressive way, on some level you feel bad about yourself. On some level you feel guilty. On some level you feel ashamed of yourself. On some level you're lowering your own self-esteem. On some level you're actually encouraging negative stuff to happen to you, because the law of attraction, what we attract into our lives, is a reflection and a reaction to who we are, what we think. When we think positive, when we're kind and loving and generous to others, better things happen. People want to cooperate more. More opportunities show up. When we're angry, bitter, irritable, aggressive, believe it or not, that's not going to work. In the long run, that doesn't serve us well. It diminishes us, and it also puts roadblocks, barriers, obstacles in the way of our success with other people, with our projects, with our world. It is not a good plan. As I've always said, as I repeatedly say, if you want world peace, you need to start with yourself. You need to start with inner peace. You need to get your own house in order. You need to be as impeccable of a person as you can be. You need to take the high road as much as possible. I know we've heard a lot about when they go low, we go high. That's a great phrase. It's a good soundbite. Too bad nobody does it, including those people who say it. Most people want that. They say that, but they don't do that. We need to do that. We need to go high and not low. We need to stop when we're, what I do now when I'm on Facebook or Twitter or something and someone says something that really annoys me, and my first impulse is, I'll just go, boom, I want to just go destroy them. And then I don't. I stop. I think. I remind myself, this is not a good way to go. Let me find a better way, a non-aggressive way to challenge or counterpoint what the person has said. Do not call names, do not attack, do not use sarcasm, do not try to diminish them. Either say something in an appropriate, reasonable debate type of way, or don't say anything at all. Let it go. It's not important. We don't have to comment to everything that people post. We can let a lot go. Choose your battles. Okay, that's it. Take care. Peace be with you. See you next time.